Israel Adesanya finally got over the hump. He defeats Alex Pereira at UFC 287 via knockout. It was crazy. One key observation about this fight is that Izzy made the decision to stand in the pocket and trade with Pereira a lot more than he did in their first MMA fight. We haven't seen him take this level of risk since his first fight against Robert Whitaker. Another thing to think about is he's hurt Pereira in every single fight they've had, MMA and kickboxing, but he was never able to close the show. This time he seemed hell-bent on doing so, and that's exactly what he did. I must admit though, I felt like Pereira was doing the better work in the fight up until he got KO'd. It actually looked like Pereira was on the verge of finishing Izzy until Izzy completely flipped the script on him. But I do want to give Pereira his flowers because he was beating up Izzy's lead leg. He was investing into his body shots. He was landing that sharp piston jab that he has. But ultimately, none of that matters because Israel Adesanya persevered through all of that adversity and found the finish. I'd personally like to see Izzy defend his title against someone else, and then these two settle their MMA score sometime early next year. Pereira is going to need a lot of time off to heal and recover from being viciously KO'd like that. Gilbert Burns dismantled Jorge Masvidal and cruised to victory at UFC 287. Jorge just didn't have the firepower to keep Gilbert off of him. He seemed to lose the pop in his strikes shortly after the first grappling exchange. And I hate to say this, but for the first time, man, he just looked old out there. But credit to Gilbert Burns for going out there and doing what he was supposed to do. But he's going to be kicking himself for not finding a finish. If Burns wants to get another title shot, he's going to have to start putting a stamp on some of these fights. As for Jorge, he did start to do the whole retirement thing at the end of the fight, but he seemed hesitant to commit to it while in the octagon. My guess is that we see him again and he's going to wait around for a huge big time money fight. He's probably going to be watching that Conor McGregor and Michael Chandler fight closely. And if I'm Conor McGregor, I'm chomping at the bit to get at Jorge right now in this state that he's in.